It's time now for Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Catch up with everything that's going on at Anderson Speedway with Rick Dawson and Gary Mong.
Dawson, Gary Mong. We are at the Mountain Small Special Events Studio this evening. It is Tuesday evening.
Breezy.
It is
very breezy.
Really breezy. There's a wind advisory till 8 o'clock tonight.
Is
There are things blowing all over the place. So be careful if you're out on the roads on Tuesday evening.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
when
little
you're
stiff
listening
out there.
to us. We've got a couple of guests we're going to talk to this evening. A young up-and-coming race star that has started the season at Anderson Speedway. Hadn't had a whole lot of luck yet, but this young man is quite an individual, and I wanted to get him on the show this evening. And also, we have a big event coming up this weekend, and we want to talk a little bit about that. Last weekend, we had another great crowd, a beautiful
night.
Beautiful night for racing and some good hard racing. And a lot of race cars again.
That's absolutely. I think, in the late model division, 15, 16 strong, something like that?
We had 15 cars again.
Good racing.
And there were several of our regulars that actually have street stocks also went over to Shady Bowl and raced in the CRA 200 lapper over there, which I'm happy to say that Colby Lane won his first feature at Shady Bowl Saturday in the CRA Street Stock Series. In our McGonigal Engine late models this past Saturday night, defending champion Jack Dawsey III was set fast time. Robbie Allman, in his first outing of the season, won the first heat. Daryl Draper, I think that might be his first win.
It might be, yes.
In a late model, won the second heat, and then we had a pretty exciting feature. It
was very good. A lot more contact than what we'd like to see in the late model division, but it was just hard-fought racing all the way through. But Jack Dawsey the third.
You sound like you need a little caffeine.
I'm kind of getting under the weather here. I'm not sure what's going on with me.
You're not going to hurl all.
No. I've been good all winter long, and for some reason I'm just. But the last couple hours I haven't felt the greatest, but I'm going to get through it. But anyway, Jack Dawsey the third ended up victorious.
Could you take microphone 4, please?
Thanks. You're just going to make it worse, aren't you?
You know me.
Yeah, I know you.
Tell me about the race.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Anyway, there was a lot of changes at the front of the pack there. Jack was pretty patient, like he always does. He's, 15, 16 years old. He really does a great job.
Well, I tell you, I got to watch the first part of that race, and I was staying under the tower where the spotters are, and I was actually standing between Tim Neal, who spots for Jack Dawsey, and Scott Neal, Tim's brother, who was spotting for Tim's son, Jason.
Okay.
And early in the race, and I can't remember what lap it was, Jason got a little aggressive going into turn 2, and I'm telling you, it's one of the best saves in a late model I've seen in a long time. But Jack Dawsey the third had that thing, it was sideways, and it was going. Almost like, when we got a bunch of Thunder cars in the Enduro, they kept in the gas, both of them, and kept each other straight and going.
So that just shows you the talent that young man has for his age. So and like I said, he's a defending champion, and that was his first feature win for the season. I don't know.
We've only had 2 races.
Well, I know, but he had some bad luck the first time out.
Yeah, flat tire.
Yes, he did. So now the rest of it you're going to have to get, because I don't remember right offhand.
Well,
the finish.
It was a close race after the restart, and then Robbie Allman in the 7 car came up. I think it was in turn 4, if I'm not mistaken, and got into not sure who he got into, but anyway, it took 2 or 3 cars.
The 42 car, I believe, was one of them.
Yeah. And that caused. I mean, once we had one caution, then we seemed like we had 3 or 4. Nothing real major, fortunately. But Jack Dawsey hung in there. Kent Ballage had
a great
yes.
race.
The first half of the race, he was out there in front, and I think his kind of partner, teammate, Danny Trent, was right on his tail and clipped him going into one and spun. So they both
went to the back. That's right.
But Kent, let's take our hats off to him. He came storming back from the rear and got a 4th place finish, which is
good
cool.
job for him.
Jack Dawsey the third won won the race. Danny Trent finished second. Jeff Markham, who has had bad luck during the races, but he was able to come back also.
He was another one of those a couple weeks ago that got a flat tire and had to come back and was toward the back of the field there. But, yeah, good rebound for Jeff.
Kent Ballage and Ronnie Rose rounded out the top 5 in the McGonigal engine late models. I guess I'm going to have to fill the downtime here because your voice is not working.
No, it's working. I just got to see what you're going to next because you're scrolling.
Well, it would be
I think the Vors Compact Touring Series.
And I see 31 cars.
31. That was a great field of cars. We ended up running 4 heats of those, which was good to see. Good, strong field of Vors Compact Touring Series. Their first time out at Anderson Speedway this year.
Larry Hughes Jr. won the first heat. Nick Warner, but past champion at Anderson Speedway, won the second heat. David Doherty won the third heat, and Tritt Gosser won the fourth heat. We had to have a last chance race. Andy Jennings from Richmond won it. And then we had feature, and he's made it 2 in a row.
Yes, he has. I think we started 25 cars, and we only had 1 caution in that 30-lap feature, which is good when you have that many pro compacts out there in the track. But Adam Lee, who won the first outing out of Anderson Speedway in our Markham Welding Pro Compact division, come back and won his, I'm going to guess, Rick, that's his first Vors Compact Touring Series win?
Wasn't it his first win ever 2 weeks ago when he was at our track? And so he's made it too. Adam's on a roll.
He sure is.
He's like butter. He's on a roll.
I've heard that. That's the second time I've heard that today.
Oh, sorry. Adam Lee, Gary Eaton, Ron Masters, Nick Warner finished 4th, and Larry Hughes finished 5th. We also had our Hart's Auto Service figure 8s, and we'll get to those here shortly. But there's a young man on the line that I want to talk to and really get to know this young man. Very well spoken and very professional. His car looks good at the track.
Does.
Not had the luck yet, but
it'll come.
That comes with it. But there's a lot more to this young man than meets the eye, and we're going to find out all about it. But we've got Walter Thomas III on the line. Walter, how are you doing this evening, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good.
Good. So tell us a little bit about you, how old you are. I know you're still in school, and what some of your outside interests are besides racing.
Yeah, I'm 16 years old. Like you said, I'm still in school. I attend Lawrence North High School, and last week I couldn't come on. I run track for Lawrence North, but a little bit of racing background. I've been racing since I was 4. Started off racing quarter midgets. Gradually moved up into bandoleros after that. Did that for about 2 years. Then after that, we moved to Heinex Legend Cars, and now we're here in the Sportsman Late Model Series.
Well, that's
a big jump from Legends to Sportsman Late Models.
Yeah, and I went to your Facebook page this afternoon, Walter. Pretty impressive, some of the awards that you've already received in racing. And your real goal is to win the Sprint Cup.
Yes, it is.
Well, tell us about a couple of the awards that you've won in racing so far. Some of your successes.
I became the first African American to win a track championship at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Also that year, it was in 2011, I won the asphalt. I think it was the asphalt track champion or state championship here for Indiana, and that was when I was racing bandoleros. And I also was recognized by NASCAR as the 2012 Young Racer of the Year Award. And that award is based on, you have to get nominated, of course, for it, but it's over the U.S. and Canada.
That's a pretty cool recognition there. Yes.
That's pretty impressive. So tell us a little bit about, I know your luck has not been with you yet here at Anderson. I know the first week, I think, was it this week or week before that your car was a little low and it rubbed a hole in the oil pan?
Yeah, that was the first time out. We ended up having a shock on the right rear go out and caused the car to sit a little lower than usual. And I think it was when I was passing the lap car. I went down a little further than I usually do, and it just ever so slightly scraped it, and it's just a small hole. It was just scraped a little hole in the oil pan.
Walter, what's been your biggest challenge so far going from the Legends to a late model to a full-size body car?
A little bit of the horsepower and a little bit of having all that right side. For so long of this, I've been so centered from Bandoleros and junior dragsters and all that. You just sit in the center of the car. Now you got all that extra right side of the car. You know, a couple of times. I think the first time out, I scraped the wall a couple times, but
because you didn't know the right side was there, did you?
Yeah.
Or stuck out farther than what you thought.
Now it's kind of oblivious to me, but you know, getting started, that was kind of a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Well, Walter, I know you wouldn't be where you're at now or go where you're going to go without a great family behind you. I know they're there at the track with you every week. Tell us a little bit about how important that is to you.
It's very important because I already know without my family supporting me, I wouldn't be here, especially my dad and granddad and just everybody who's contributed to me, you know, especially like my dad. He's put so much into it. It's just, I already know I just wouldn't be here.
Is he your mechanic?
Yes, we have some other guys helping us out too. He's more of the he plays a lot of roles. He's the truck driver. He's the main sponsor. He's the
he does it all.
Yeah, he's a thinker. Yeah, he does it all. He's a spotter.
I know he's very proud of you because you can see it in his eyes every time you're at the racetrack, and that's got to be a great feeling for everybody in the family. Going to stray a little bit from the topic now. I'm a Rotarian here in Anderson, and the Rotary District is getting ready to have a big get-together down at the State Fairgrounds the 1st of May, and you're on the speakers list. Tell us a little bit about that and what you're going to be talking about.
Oh, well, I guess really when we're talking about it's just a little bit about racing, a little bit about my story, some of the stuff I told you guys about, and my goals. And I think when we're talking about my Race Against Youth Violence organization that I created.
I think that's pretty impressive,
neat. Yes.
And we need to get together with you and do what we can to help promote that
That's
cause
right.
also. Before we leave and let you get back to what you were doing, I know you've got some folks or maybe even some sponsors you want to thank. This is your time to let them know.
Okay. First of all, I just want to thank Mac Tools, ASG Unlimited for doing all the great graphics you see on the car. Anna Marie in Marketing at Full Speed. She helps me with all my marketing and all the stuff you see on social media. Ronald Jones at Barbecue Heaven. He's provided us with so much, and he's helped out. He actually allowed us to use his truck these past couple of weeks. So that's been a big help. Special thanks to John and Jeff Watson, too, for helping us set up the car, as well as Kenny Tweedy. He's helped us even get closer and further. Just getting the times down every lap. And Grandpa Ron, my dad, my mom, my brother, especially my granddad, takes all the wonderful pictures you see that are posted on my Facebook and Twitter and everything else. And that's about it. Oh, yeah, Max Stiegel. Yeah.
Well, Walter, I'm here to tell you that you're a young man to watch in the sport.
Absolutely.
And a lot of great drivers have emerged from Anderson Speedway, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be one of them, and the fans are going to be watching and rooting for you down the road. Best of luck the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll see you in victory lane soon.
I hope so too, man. So we come to do.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
You're
Thanks,
welcome. Walter Thomas III,
Nice young man.
Great young man and a great family, and always fun to be around. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we still need to talk a little bit about the figure eights, and we have a big weekend coming up this weekend, something we haven't tried before, but it's going to be huge for the fans. You're listening to Anderson Speedway's Track Talk.
Buying American always wins, whether on the track or on your driveway. To get your winner's circle, check out the great products made at UAW-represented GM plants right here in the USA. You'll be sure to find a car, truck, or crossover that'll fit your needs, and with many choices from Chevy, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac, you can't go wrong. Remember, buy American and buy UAW GM.
When I was a boy, we had family pitch-in dinners on Sunday, so I knew on Saturdays Mom would be in the kitchen baking pies, and especially sugar cream pies. I will never forget pulling a chair up to the table, always turn the chair around back so I could perch on my knees while watching Mom take her fingers and flute the pie crust. You know, that little squiggly thing all the way around. And of course, after the pies were baked, we would beg and plead with Mom, only to have her put her foot down and say, nope, we were not going to get any pie until everybody came by tomorrow. But on Sunday at the family gathering, that first bite of pie was always worth the wait. Mom's a little older now, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy freshly made sugar cream pies together. Now, instead of Mom making them, I pick up a Wix sugar cream pie. They use simple, fresh ingredients because of Wix rigid freshness standards. The wholesomeness and taste of their pies is better than Mom's. But don't tell her I said that. Now you can pick up a Wix sugar cream pie at most of your local grocery stores. Just look for them in the frozen dessert aisle. I'm Brownie, and I can honestly say about Wix pies, you don't just eat them, you enjoy them.
Heart attack? Stroke? Serious injury. A sudden health crisis can happen to anyone, at any time. So when bad things happen, choose good people. St. Vincent Anderson Regional Hospital has the area's most advanced emergency care, with a state-designated Level 3 trauma center, an internationally accredited chest pain center for heart attack patients, and advanced certification for primary stroke care. We have all the resources to deliver the care you need for any serious or life-threatening emergency. St. Vincent Anderson Regional is the only emergency department in the area with an on-site helicopter. And our $27 million state-of-the-art surgery pavilion opens later this year. Bad things can happen to anyone. Thankfully, good people are ready to help. Choose emergency care from St. Vincent Anderson Regional, the spirit of caring. Visit stvincent.org/Anderson Regional to learn more.
Honey, stop! Oh my gosh, that's Diggity's back there.
You mean the new Diggity's Frozen Treat Factory?
I heard it's unbelievable. Everybody's talking about it. They have everything yummy.
Yeah, I heard they have ice cream, yogurt, custard, sorbet.
And gelato, plus fruit smoothies, and that's just the beginning.
I heard Diggity's has over 250 toppings, not 30 or 40 like those other places, and you can even get the candy to go separately.
We can eat outside on their huge patio by the fire, too.
Okay, let's see. Frozen yogurt, ice cream, custard, sorbet, and gelato with 250 toppings, or a plain old frozen yogurt shop with limited toppings?
Diggity's it is!
Diggity's wants to cater your event. Diggity's can set up at your event inside or out and provide delicious smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, candies, and frozen treats to your guests. Diggity's is perfect for weddings, company picnics, group outings, sporting events, festivals, you name it, just call Diggity's. 765-393-0033 today for more information.
MoFab Incorporated, where imagination is the only limitation. We serve residential, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers as your metals warehouse and fabrication center. We do all types of fabrication using the latest technology with unmatched speed, accuracy, and durability on any substrate. Our ornamental division handles all types of interior and exterior work, including rails, fences, gates, and more. So contact us at mofabbing.com to fabricate your dreams of tomorrow today.
This program is a presentation by Anderson Speedway. The content contained in this program is that of the host and guests, and not this station.
That's Huey Lewis in the news.
You got one. Gary got a Name That Tune.
I think I got one a couple weeks ago, too, if I'm not mistaken.
I must have been just waking up from my nap.
You're just waiting for Gary Puckett.
We're back. Rick Dawson, Gary Mong, Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. We had another division run Saturday night. It was the debut of our Hart's Auto Service Figure 8 division, and as is with most new divisions, there's the cars aren't all ready yet, but we did have 7 strong. And well,
8.
We had 7.
Oh, 7. That's right. You're right.
But some of them, we didn't have any of them come out and nay the early practices this year, which was a concern of mine, and they should have, because
you could tell it in the first practice session.
There were several of them that had mechanical difficulties. But Josh Tharp, I think former champion, Anderson Speedway, that's that fast time, and won the first heat, which I understand was really good.
It was good. And
then somebody that hasn't been in victory lane in quite some time, actually out of his car at the right place on the racetrack for a change. Jeff Swinford.
You had to go there, didn't
you? Won the feature, and Nick Warner came in second. Brucey McFall was third, Josh Tharp fourth, and Larry Sutherland in the 48 car was fifth. I know there are other cars being built. A lot of times, there's drivers and owners out there just sitting and waiting, wanting to watch to see the first few. No major incidents. We had a great drivers meeting. Everybody's on the same page and wants to grow this division.
Good.
And hopefully by National Crown time, we'll have 20 or 30 of these cars out on the track.
Sounds great. I'm ready for it.
This weekend is a big weekend at Anderson Speedway. First of all, we start out Friday with an open practice. Pit gates open at 3. We practice from 4 till about dark or thereabouts when everybody's finished. And then Saturday, we've done something different this year. We've combined 2 of our premier springtime events. We've got the CRA Super Series late models coming to town in the Madison County Community Health Center 125, and then the Glen Nibel Classic. That's this Saturday. Gates open at 4, and we race at 7. Now, I have been looking now, which I don't really start seriously until Wednesday or Thursday, looking at the weather. And it's all over the board.
Yeah.
Of course, Friday and Sunday both look great. I mean, it could be in there 10 degrees warm, but 60 and low 60s is still good as long as it's sunny and no wind. Now they're calling for maybe some rain on Saturday. If by chance we get rain on Saturday, and I'll know pretty much by Friday what's going to happen, the rain date for the event is Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And we've been advertising that pretty much all winter ever since I announced this event. But we will be racing the CRA Super Series, and the
Glen Nibel Classic.
Glen Nibel Classic.
And the Glen Nibel Classic being one of those that is kind of the warm-up or the tune-up for the Payless Little 500, and get a lot of the drivers for the Payless Little 500 that will race in that Glen Nibel Classic and kind of get their cars set up and get them ready to go running for 100 laps in the Glen Nibel Classic. And then the CRA Super Series with their 125 laps, that's usually one of their events that they come to every single year, one of our springtime events for CRA. Usually have a good, strong field of those. I believe it's their second run of the year for the CRA Super Series, but always put on a good show when they come to Anderson Speedway. So looking forward to both of those divisions and putting on a good show. 125 laps for the CRA Super Series and 100 laps for the Glen Nibel Classic USSA Sprint Cars.
225
feature laps.
Feature action.
Absolutely.
We're trying to get a good friend, Mike Casaselli from the Madison County Community Health Center on the line. I may have gotten a bad phone number to Wade, and I have, and unfortunately, Mike, if you're listening, 378-2086, if you don't mind giving us a call, but I can't seem to, I must have got the wrong phone number emailed to me. It's too bad. We'll definitely get Mike on probably next week, too.
Right.
Mike's a good friend.
He sure is.
And he at one time was the publisher of the Herald Bulletin, got to know him real well when he was doing that, and he actually turned the paper around. We'd had some bad times, and he had a positive outlook with the paper. It was positive, and then he left, and they got a new publisher and issues again. But I am very optimistic with the Herald Bulletin. We're getting good coverage now.
Good.
And I get to meet the new publisher this Thursday, who just happens to be a huge race fan, and her husband actually works for Delara down in Speedway.
Oh.
Builds the chassis for
That'll
the
help.
IndyCar. So I think
things are going to turn around, aren't they?
We've come full circle with the Anderson Herald Bulletin, and you'll see a lot of coverage.
Good deal.
The Payless Little 500 presented by UAW GM is going to be one of the best races that you'll ever see this year. Great drivers are entering. Tickets are going very fast. And for the fan experience, I mean, the races, I'm not going to say that race is almost secondary because it's not. It's
not.
The show. But all afternoon and evening, there's going to be something for the fans at the Speedway on May the 23rd. We've got Kroger's bringing their Fan Fest in, all kinds of activities for the fans. GM, UAW are bringing their Made in America semi-hauler with the show car and pictures and the electronic cars to remote control cars to race with. Had another call today from another company that wants to bring in another hauler.
Where would we put them all? We'll find room.
Who actually has display cars with one of the display cars is Al Unser Sr.'s Johnny Lightning Special that he won the Indy 500 with. So we may have that there also. The Midwest Vintage Old Time Car Club is going to be there with a lot of cars. Of course, they're going to be there on Wednesday also.
Not to mention all the booths of T-shirts and novelties and stuff like that we have on top of everything else. So I'm telling you, that's going to be that Midway is going to really be full this year.
It's going to be huge.
Yes, it is.
And logistically, we're working very hard. It's just not like and no event at Anderson Speedway anymore is just you open the gates and people come in and leave and everything. It has to be, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. And sometimes, I mean, if you got questions about that, I think it might be an interesting story. A lot of the fans might like to know.
Absolutely.
Some of the things we do behind the scenes that they may not see that makes their experience even better at the track. But you got parking and crowd. When you say crowd control, it's not necessarily because you got problems or issues or people getting rowdy. It's just crowd control. When you got that many people, you have to make it easily accessible for people to get around. And ticketing and help wise.
Well, I'm being amazing. One of those people that I was a fan for, and I still am, but a fan for all those years before I came and joined the Anderson Speedway family. So now I've got to see the other side, and you're right. When I used to come and watch them, would never thought of everything you had to do to put an event on, and you have to do that 50+ times a year.
So now you understand.
I understand it.
Richard Luger bags under my eyes and the gray hair.
Well, and I'm catching up, I think, a little bit.
And speaking of help, we are looking for some good help at the Speedway. If you want to be a part of our family, give us a call. We have some positions open. If you have an organization that might become involved, in a parking lot crew or something else at the Speedway, please give me a call or email us at the Speedway, and we may be able to find a place for you to do and a little way to make a little extra money too.
Before I forget, better say hi to Aunt Jenny. We were real busy last week on the show, and
I
at
said
the very
hi to her.
When we went off the air.
Well, you didn't even think about it. I was thinking about it.
So
you
hello.
wouldn't shut up so I could say it during the show.
So hello, Aunt Jenny. Hope you're doing well.
He needs the willow branch again, Aunt
I
Jenny.
know. She'll put it to me. But anyway, let's back to this weekend. What we got going on?
Friday night, pits open at 3. Practice from 4 till about dark. If you just want to come out as a spectator and watch the practice, you're more than welcome to come out. Doesn't cost you anything. You can sit in the pit bleachers and watch the cars practice. This is a good one because we're going to have super late models and sprint cars out there. Pardon me. Any car can practice, though. You don't have to be just one of those two, but we'll have a lot of those there. And then Saturday we have the Madison County Community Center 125 featuring the ARCA CRA Super Series cars, and then the Glenn Nibel Classic featuring the USSA sprint cars, and Eric Bunn and Mel and Don Kenyon will be there. They run a great program.
Yes, they do.
They are great ambassadors for our sport, and there's a lot of racing you wouldn't see if it wasn't for those individuals.
You're exactly right.
Really looking forward to them being there. And again, if it happens to rain on Saturday, and I'll announce it as early as I can where it looks like it's imminent, I don't think at this point in time now it's going to be an issue, but our rain date is on Sunday at 2 o'clock. So
sounds good.
Stay tuned to our website, AndersonSpeedway.com. Best way to do it is like us on Facebook and Twitter. Then you get instant access to everything that's going on at Anderson Speedway. For Gary Mong, I'm Rick Dawson. We appreciate you spending the time with us, and we look forward to talking to you again next week. Same time, same station. Have a great week, and we'll see you at the track.